Hey everybody, welcome to part 12 of building the R2-D2 from Fanhome. So in this episode we are going to be checking out stages 43, 44, 45, and 46. So it looks like we're going to be doing some more work on R2's left leg, a little bit of detailing on his leg, more of the supports in the middle, and then also some electronics. So let's go ahead and get started. Looking at the magazine for issue 43, inside the bare necessities, looks like they are talking about the little Ewoks. Here we got some early sketches of what they were going to look like. Pretty interesting. And let's see, what is this? Polis Masan? I'm not sure. Medical droids. Must be part of the animated series, I'm guessing. Oh, that's the one that we saw in, was it the first movie? The prequel? You know, I got to say I wasn't a fan of the prequel, so, but there we go. Carnegie Mellon University, some robotics that they were working on there. And robot technology. All right, so we're going to be working on the left ankle components. And this is the detail. So we're doing the same thing we did early on in this build, and we're just going to do a few little details on the bottom of R2-D2's leg. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Here are the parts that we get for stage 43. So these are going to be for the ankle. We got this blue plastic section that goes together with these things. It makes that little piston area. So these are metal, these are plastic, and these are metal. So we'll start putting these together. Alright, now this part is relatively simple. We just take this ring and put it over this. And then we take one of these longer bits here, and you'll notice that there is these slots. Those have got to go into these little lugs that you see down inside there. So that just has to go like this. Alright, and then this all gets screwed together. If I can get a light down in that hole, maybe? Well, I don't know. Well, there's a screw hole down in there. Trying to see if I can get the light in there. But anyway, we will take one of these silver 6mm screws here and screw all of this together like this. Alright. That gets it nice and tight in there. And then, let me see if I can get a light down in there. We go. See that screw right in there? Okay, so now we're just going to repeat this same thing for the other side. Okay, so these are now both together. So the next step is we take this and we're going to place these on here. Now you'll notice the shape of these. See how there's an opening right here and then it's kind of curved up here. So what you got to do is match it to the detail in here. So that you'll notice it's open down here. That open end is for this open end. So just kind of put this in here like this. And then the same thing for this one. Same way. Like that. Alright, and then we're going to take this ankle piece that we had from the last stages of parts, and this is going to go on right like this. That's got to fit, that little slot's got to fit in there with that hole. There we go. Alright, and then right here we're going to use two of the black screws to hold this in place, like this. If I can get this to go in right. Okay, and then we'll put the other screw on there, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's all complete. Alright, there we go, and that completes stage 43, and that is all in place. So we're going to move on now to 44. Here's the magazine for issue 44. Let's see, speeder bike designs. Oh, that's neat. Early renditions of what the speeder bike was going to look like. That was a great segment in the movie. Some scout troopers, some more sketches there. And what is this? Tri-Fighter. And that's probably from the animated series. And more animated series stuff. Like I said, I didn't watch the animated series, so I have no interest in those things. Deep sea mining. Oh, that's neat. The robotic deep sea mining drones that go down there. Very cool. some more stuff about that there, which is pretty cool. So more left leg components. This is going to be one of those. Oh, actually, no, there's a little bit more to this. This is the metal struts that go inside R2's leg. So we're going to be finally getting all that put together. So that'll be good. At least we can complete that. All right, well, let's get started on that. Here are the parts that we get for stage 44. So we got two nice metal pieces for the struts inside R2's leg. These are nice metal pieces. This little connector point, and then some more screws and nuts to put this together. All right, so let's get started on that. Now we're going to take these metal pieces here and we're going to interlock this little dovetail section to this piece here, and then this part here into this part right there. There we go. So now let's go ahead and put these together like that. All right, and then we're going to take one of the nuts that was provided in this particular set of parts and put it right in here. All right, then we'll hold that in place while we screw a screw in. Now, one of the most frustrating parts about this model is that the screws are not labeled and you don't know which ones you're using, and you're trying to find, you know, in the pictures which ones are which. These nuts were packaged with the black screws, but they're not actually the ones that work with this. They're the silver screws here, which you've had in another package of screws, which is very frustrating. Another thing is the screws with the really close threads like you see there, these are the metal screws, so that'll help you kind of figure out when to use the metal screws versus the tapping screws as they're called. And it just makes it a little easier. Also, you'll have to measure the screws. When they say 6 millimeters, you know, just put it on a ruler and measure it. But yeah, so I had to look at the picture to realize that I have to use the silver screw for this. Next, we are now going to connect the upper and lower strut. So we're going to use this piece that looks like a dog biscuit, a milk bone dog biscuit. It's going to fit in here. These little pins on this piece go into these holes. So we just line these up. And then, let's see, we're going to flip this over now. We're going to put another of the nuts in here, like that. Hold on to that. And then another silver screw in here. Okay. And then we're going to do one more on this side, and then from there we take the assembly of the leg that we had previously, and we're going to match this up, and we're going to go right in here like this. Let me see if I can line these up. I'm going to line up the holes just like that, and then we're going to also use two more nuts and 2 more screws to get this all together. So I'll show you what that looks like when it's all done. Okay, so those are now all in place. So the next step is we're going to take this entire assembly and we're going to attach it to this leg now. So we're just going to match up these holes like you see here. Just kind of make sure you line everything up and kind of snap it in place here. And it's kind of weird the way this fits, but there we go. So these have to go in the bigger holes. Now this blue thing is still attached on here, and I don't really know why they make us put these on, because they're not ready to be permanently put on and they just kind of get in the way. But anyway, there's going to be 8, 2, 4, 6, and 8 of these black screws that are going to hold this whole thing on. So I'll put the first one in here, and then from there I'll just kind of skip ahead. But that's how that's going to be attached. So let me get the other 7 screws in there and we'll see how that looks. Alright, there it is, all complete now. I gotta say, this really adds some stability to this leg and some weight as well. So that completes stage 44. Moving on to stage 45. This is the magazine for issue 45. The Rush to Christmas. Must have been under a time crunch for the movie once again. The Blue Harvest, their secret name that they had for the movie when they were filming it to keep looky-loos off the set. I'm guessing this guy's the puppeteer for Salacious Crumb right there. And oh, that is cool. Look at that. That is Jabba's eyes. That looks so cool. Look at, I hope I'm not getting a reflection on there. They actually had working eyelids on there. Look at how cool the coloring is in that. That was really neat. There's an early casting of Jabba. Very neat. Very, very cool. Some sets being built. HMP Predator. Oh, that's probably from the animated series, I'm guessing. Same with this. That ship looks an awful lot like the Enterprise to me. And let me see, robotics. Let's show you robotics at MIT. Yeah, I bet they got some pretty amazing projects at that college. There's those other robots that are kind of like, well, those really, I mean, they're really advanced. It's amazing, those robots. It's really cool to see them. Looks like they're real humans almost. So let me see here. Now we're going to do the leg details and display components. Oh, okay, that's cool. So we're going to be we're going to be testing some electronics. That's that little lighted area on the back of R2-D2's head that changes from yellow to green. And then we're going to do some more of the ankle details on there. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on that. Here are the parts that we get for stage 45. So these are part of the little leg coupling pieces right here, and these will also get attached to those. We also get this housing for the light, and we have this really nice circuit board for the LEDs that make up for the yellow and the green lights on the back of R2-D2's head. And we get 2 strands of wiring on here. All right, so let's get started. Now we're ready to install the circuit board into the housing. Make sure you put the jack on the back here through this bottom hole. Then we just line up the screw holes there. Then we'll take the small black screws that came with this set of parts and we'll put it in here. These are really small and really fiddly. And hopefully I can get it lined up. Gotta be careful not to stab the circuit board. Okay. Alright. There we go. Alright, so we'll put the other 2 on and I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, there it is. You want to make sure you don't over tighten those screws because you don't want to crack that board. Alright, on to the next step. Alright, now we're going to test the lights out. So we're going to use the red and blue wires that came with these parts. And we're going to drag out the battery pack that we've had for a while. So now let's see here. Let's go ahead and plug in this connection to the battery pack. Let me make sure I get the holes lined up to the wires on the inside. Okay, and then we'll plug this in. Hopefully everything works. Let's see, which way are the pins? They got these pins in here. You got to be really careful. Make sure you put them in the right way, like this. All right, now let's try this out. Let me turn this on, and let me turn the lights down real quick here because I want to be able to see this. Okay. All right, so there's an A and B button on here. So let's take a look at this. There's yellow and green. That's cool. Now I think these are going to alternate in color on R2. I think that's how that works. Those look very nice lights. Thank goodness everything works. Yay! Alright, perfect. Next we're going to work on these leg fittings here. So we'll flip these over and this piece goes right on here. And we're just going to use the really short black screws to attach these 2 pieces, like so. Alright, just like that. And there's 2 of these, so let me get those all put together. And there we go. They look really good. Alright, so now we are moving on to stage 46. Here's the magazine for issue 46. Let's see, constructing the hut. Look at that. They're building Jabba the Hutt right there. That looks really neat. That was quite an amazing puppet. There was like 4 different people, or 4 or 5 different people running that thing. I remember seeing him in the movies when that movie first came out, and he was pretty cool looking. Look at all that. Look at all those cables and stuff that they had to use to make him. Very, very neat. Yeah, let's see, KX series. Oh yeah, that's K2SO. You know, I really liked Rogue One. It seems like it's gotten a lot of criticism from people, but I actually think that's one of their better movies from Star Wars. That Rogue One was really good. I really enjoyed that movie a lot. But K2SO was pretty funny in that movie, I gotta say. Different ways of walking. Ooh, neat. Looks like a big crab droid. Crab robot. Very neat. Let's see. Some more real-world science there. And let's see. Left leg frame and details. Okay, so this is one of those stages that are completely unnecessary, because all you're going to do is put these two pieces in there and that's it. This is something that could have been combined with another stage, and these stages actually kind of frustrate me, I gotta say. Alright, well, let's move on. These are the parts that come with stage 46. We got this nice big back of the leg piece now, and we got some ties, zip ties for the wires that are going to go inside the leg here, another strand of wires, some hole plugs. These ones actually have the beveled cut on them. Remember in whatever stage and whatever video it was so long ago, I actually had to cut those myself. These ones actually are cut automatically, so that's good. And then these are the little bits that go on the underside of the legs. Alright, so this is one of those stages that they most certainly could have combined with another stage instead of dragging this out, but all you got to do is slide these in there and here. Just like that. And that's all you do on this stage. I hate these stages. Give us something significant to do, you guys. Come on. Alright, well, anyway, that's it for that stage. So there we go. That completes stages 43, 44, 45, and 46. So it's great to be back to work on this thing again. I hope Fanhome will be good enough to keep on sending the parts. I hope there is no more delays on this. Please, Fanhome, no more delays. I just want to get this thing built. I don't want to have an Eagle Moss situation. Please don't be an Eagle Moss. Okay? Well, in the meantime, I really am enjoying this build. I mean, it really is a fantastic kit, and I do love it. So hopefully Fanhome can keep it up. In the meantime, I hope you're enjoying this series, and if you are, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons, and I thank you so much for watching. I always do appreciate your viewership, and I'll see you on the next video, so have a good one.